All right. So what we're looking at first here is our 8th mariachi lesson. I just took some attendance. I do want to remind everybody that there are multiple music classes. Today we're meeting for mariachi. This is Monday. Tuesdays we have music help. That's for any questions you might have, or if you missed a mariachi class and you would like some additional help with that homework, that's a perfect time to come to that. Then we have on Wednesdays, music theory class. And music theory class is the one class that everyone who has signed up to music should be coming to music theory class. And on Thursdays, you guys won't be coming to this class because you're in mariachi, but there is guitar class on Thursdays, which is a different class. And every class is at 3:10. I do also want to mention that we're starting trimester 2, we are extending the class slightly, just because I feel like we're very rushed in every single class that we have. So we're going to be going same start time, 3:10 until 3:50. If you do have to log off early, that is okay. So don't feel like, oh no, that extra 10 minutes, I have another thing scheduled. That's okay. I'm just going to be continuing to teach for that extra 10 minutes because I think that'll also give some more time for any questions or comments. So that's all of my reminders for today. Today we're going to lesson 3 in the mariachi book. It's already all uploaded to the website. I want to quickly review the notes that we've already learned, which are D, E, F sharp, and G. And we have one new note for today, which is C. One other thing for the violinists, we are going to start using our bow today, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to record this lesson, so that you really know about the bow hold and how to start utilizing your bow. We're going to talk about bow markings as well. And finally, if time permits, we're going to play Navigando together. But otherwise, all of the homework for your playing is on the website. Your homework is to practice your instruments and to make notes in your practice log. This week, because it's our last week of the trimester, I've decided to still assign you this assignment for the practice log, but I am not going to be grading it because I really feel like last week and whatever time you have to complete your missing assignments is really needed for you to get the best grade possible. And then starting next week, we're going to be in trimester 2. So we're going to be off on a clean slate, and then homework will go back to normal. But this week, while you still have homework to do your practice, it's not going to be graded. Please complete any missing assignments. And just really quickly, we do have a goal check-in next week. So throughout this first trimester, I've been asking for you to write a goal for your year of music, what you would like to accomplish and how you would like to communicate with myself and your parents, and how you would like me to communicate with you as well. If you have any alterations to your goal, you can feel free to message me on Jupiter to let me know what those alterations are. Otherwise, as long as you have your goal, we're continuing to work towards that. So all I ask is that you check back in to what your goal is. Now, if you gave me a goal, it's going to be in your notes section on Jupiter under that assignment. So between now and next week, please check in on that. And I'll ask you about it next week to see where you're at if you want to make any changes. So let's go ahead and minus this out. We've got, I don't need this anymore. Trying to cancel out anything that is going to lag my computer. That's fine, don't need that right now. Okay. Let's just jump in right here. So scrolling down to our new worksheets. We're not at lesson 2 anymore. We are starting lesson 3. So we're going to review the fingerings for D, E, F sharp, and G, and then introduce note C. And we're going to talk then about the violin bow. Guitarists, once I am going on to talking about the violin bow, what I'd like you to do is open up this website on your own browser and please start practicing lesson 3, this first page that's here. I have gone ahead and written in all the notes for you so that what you're focusing on is the fingers, because now that we're getting to about 5 notes, that's a lot of different fingerings. So I'd like for you to feel more comfortable with the fingering rather than just the notes, learning the notes. So you're going to be working on this page while I'm talking to the violinists. And as far as homework goes, everybody is going to be working on this page. But if you feel like this is easy for you and you'd like a little bit more of a challenge, I have added another page here for you to try. They are not labeled like the other one is, so you will have to do your own labeling. But this is really for more advanced students. We're going to be focusing on this one only. So that's the review. Let's go ahead and get started with guitar first. We're going to review the notes. So let's start way back up here with E, F sharp, and G. So guitarists and violinists, you can go ahead and get your violins out as well. I'll go back and forth. All right. I'll stand up so you guys can see a little bit better what we're working with. All right, let's start with D. D is in the bottom box that is more horizontal. And we are looking at guitar. D string is the 1, 2, 3, 4th string from the bottom of the guitar. We count up from the bottom, not down from the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is your G string, or D string rather. D is open, which means on the fretboard, you do not place any fingers. So let's play D. Okay. Moving on, we're going to scroll back up a little bit to E. E on the guitar is still on the 4th string, so 1, 2, 3, 4. But now we have our pointer finger on our 2nd fret. So I'm going to get a little closer here so you can see how my pointer finger is positioned on my 2nd fret. That is your E. So going back and forth, you can say D, E, D, E, D, E. Finally, F is going to be on your 5th fret, same string. So we're still on the 4th string, but you're skipping a fret. So you have 2nd fret, no 3rd fret, but 4th fret. So 2nd and 4th fret is the F sharp. I hope you see how that looks. So you can practice D, E, F sharp, D, E, F sharp. So those are our first 3 notes that we learned. Next, we have new note G. G is going to be on the third string. It's also an open note. So we count 1, 2, 3. This third string is G. And again, you're not putting any fingers on the fretboard. It's just open G. So you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, get to D. Play D, second fret, E, fourth fret, F, third string open, G. That's the beginning of a scale. And finally, we'll go on to our new note, C. Actually, you know what? I want to teach the violinists the old note first. So we'll go on to C in a second, but practice in the meantime, D, E, F sharp, and G. Violinists, give me a moment to get the violin out. It's already tuned. I just need to hold it. I'm gonna sit down for this so you guys can see a little better. Okay, so violin. We have 4 strings on the violin. We're gonna be working on the third string. So counting from the bottom again, 1, 2, 3. Open third string is your D. So no fingers on the frets, no fingers on fingerboard here. Violins don't have frets. They don't have the lines going this way. So this is just your fingerboard. E is going to be the same string, the third string, but your finger is going to be in first position, right about here. If you have any kind of stickers on your violin, that will be helpful for you. Okay, so that's your E right there. F sharp is going to be with your middle finger, and it's going to be on your second sticker. You'll have to play around with it a little bit, going back and forth, shifting your fingers back and forth to get the right sound. And that's one of the challenges with violin versus guitar, is because you don't have those frets that are guiding you. So D, no fingers. E, 1 finger. F sharp, 2 fingers. G, which is not our new note for today, but our new note that happened 2 weeks ago, you're going to be using your ring finger. It's going to go right next to your middle finger. It's not going to be separated. They're going to be close together. So you've got, I'm trying to show you the best angle. So you've got your pointer finger that's a little higher with a space between it, and the third finger, which is your middle finger, and the ring finger, which are, both of those are smashed together. That's your G. So open E, first finger is F sharp, or sorry, I started wrong. Open D, first finger E, second finger F sharp, third finger G. So go ahead and practice those while I teach the guitarists the new note, which is new note C. So new note C, scroll down. For guitars, you are going to be on the third fret of the 5th string. So before we learned the 4th string and then the 3rd string, now C is going to be the 5th string. You could also consider it the 2nd string from the top, but really it's called the 5th string. And you're gonna be on the 3rd fret of the 5th string. You should have a dot marking that 3rd fret. So that should help you. So that is your C. 3rd finger on the 5th string.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Henry.
So when I look at the paper, it says to do it above the fret. Do we do it on the fret or above the fret?
So if you do it completely on the fret, you're going to get a muted sound because the string isn't able to vibrate quite as much as it could if you were just slightly above the fret. Now, you don't want to be like in the middle, halfway between fret 2 and 3, because then your note is going to be a little off key. So you want to get it close to the fret, but yes, you're right. You do not want to be directly on the fret marker. You want to be a little bit up from there. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Perfect. Okay. So for guitarists, you're going to be practicing C, which is 5th string, 3rd fret. D, 4th string open. E, 4th string, 1st finger, 2nd fret. F sharp, 4th finger, 4th fret, 4th string. Open, G, and that's it. Those are your notes that you can be practicing. Now, violin, your new note C is going to be on the 4th string. So every other note that we learned was on the 3rd string. Remember, you're counting from the bottom up. So 1, 2, 3. Now we're on the 4th string. The 4th string is also the string that's closest to your face. So you're going to place all 3 fingers. Remember, your 1st finger goes on the sticker. The 2nd finger is slightly separated. And then the 3rd finger is right next to your 2nd finger. That is your C. So when you're playing, you're going to play C, which is 4th string, 3 fingers. Then D, open on the 3rd string. E, 1st finger, 3rd string. F sharp, 2nd finger, 3rd string. G, 3rd finger, 3rd string. So you're only working with 2 strings, the 4th and the 3rd string, whereas guitarists are now going to be working with 3 strings. So guitarists, at this point, you can open up this website and start practicing your lesson 3 songs that are here. Violinists, we're going to talk about holding the bow. So you can put your violin down for now because we're going to focus just on using the bow. Go ahead and grab your bow out of your case. Make sure that you unlock it first. That's important. Okay. The first thing you want to do for your bow hold is you want to get the correct positioning. The way I like to do it is to make a bunny. I know it's silly. I know it's kind of young, But when I hold my bow, I always make my bunny first. So this is your bunny. He's got 2 ears and a mouth. Now, the bunny is going to bite with his teeth, not with his gums or his lips. So when you're doing the bunny, you don't want to be pressing down like this. You want all your fingers to be curled. So it's like he's got 2 front teeth and a bottom tooth that are pressing together. The ears always kind of stick up. They can kind of wobble around because they will come down to rest in a moment. Once you have your bunny, then what you're going to do is you're going to take your bow without ever touching the hair, okay? The hair on your strings is very susceptible to damaging, which means like the oil from our hands can really make it damaged, and it's not going to sound so good when you then put it against the strings on your violin. So you want to always hold it from the top, never from the strands. So that being said, we now have the holding part of the bow. What you're going to do, and I'm going to turn around so you can see just what you're looking at. Your thumb, or the bottom jaw of your bunny, is going to go onto this dot, and then the bunny is going to bite. I'll turn around again so you can see the bunny is biting from both sides. That's where the majority of the strength of holding your bow is going to come from, is that bite. As you can see, I'm not using any of my other fingers to hold the bow right now. It's just the bunny bite. The pinky, it kind of doesn't really have that much of a purpose, so it's just going to rest on the end. Hopefully you can see that. Rest on the end of the violin bow. And then the pointer finger, which is another one of the bunny's ears, will kind of wrap around to help you give a little bit more of a hold to the bow. Now the bow is going to be easiest to hold straight up. But when you're playing, remember, it's going to be resting against your violin. So even though this might feel really hard and heavy, like it does to me, it's not going to feel like this always, because it's not going to have any weight once it's on the violin. So here is your bow hold. Get as close as I can. I'll turn around so you can see it that way. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to practice your bow hold this week. Next week, we are going to talk about up bows and down bows, so that when you're playing on your violin, you know when to move your bow upwards and when to move your bow downwards. It's interesting to see, but we're going to focus on that part next week. So this week, just continue to practice the bow hold. Don't forget your bunny bites the bow, and then the ears help you hold it.